Oh boy, they say she wasn't at McDonald's, y'all. She was at Mr. Willie house. They say the coconuts fall out the coconut tree, and sometimes they crack, and sometimes they don't. From what can be burdened, from what was burdened, and it was gonna be burdened tomorrow. And then it might be burdened on Thursday, then it might be burdened next Friday. Amen. But oh boy, man, what's going on, y'all? I hope everybody's doing well, man. I hope you have an amazing start of your month. Happy September. You know, this is gonna be one month. I tell you that, man. The debate is in a couple days, and you know, we finally got a sit down interview after 40 days. Yeah. Boy, I just don't get how people are clapping this up, man. I just don't see how people. But hey, she's a woman. She's a woman of color. A black woman. Now, identity politics. Even if she's not even black. I don't know if she is black. If she's not, I don't care if she's black, red, green, blue, yellow. I don't care. You know, sad that we have to hear identity politics, though, man. But that's the times that we're living in, and that's that's old America for you. You know, and how divided we already are. But I want to tell you, one love to the human race, man. One love to the human race, baby. Yes, indeed, man. I love you guys. I don't care what your age is, what your skin color is, where you're from, your background. You know, one love to the human race, man. We wishing the best in everybody's life. You know, in this crap hole that we're in, man. You know, it's corrupt. Very, very corrupt, man. But we got a big one from Byron Donalds. This is the beginning of the end of the Kamala Harris campaign. And as a lot of y'all know, Brother Donalds was in our top 3 picks, you know, for VP, along with Tulsi Gabbard, you know, Vivek. And we had a couple other big hitters in there as well in our top 6. But JD Vance was not in our top 6 for VP picks, but we're starting to love him more and more every single day. You know what I'm saying? But these Republicans have been holding ground, man, and knocking it out the ballpark lately. So let's go and check out what Byron Donalds is talking about, man. And I'm pretty sure he's also reacting to, you know, this interview and her, you know, copycatting, changing positions, you know, reversing on policy. Now she wants to build the wall. She wants to do this. No tax on tips. I mean, it's just pathetic, man. You know, pathetic. You know, same things that they wiped Trump through the mud for. You know, but now they want to hop on board. But we know the true Kamala Harris. Kamala. We know. Chameleon, we know. Communist, comrade, Kamala. We don't want your $25,000. The market just went up. And tell Tampon Timmy we don't want his tampon.
Congressman Byron Donalds, Fox and Friend Weekends co-host Will Cain, and Fox News contributor Miranda Devine. All right, I'll start with you, Congressman Donalds. You know, James Carville was probably right when he said that Kamala Harris has to really answer for her left messaging and everything that she said. And he basically said that preachy females were to blame for the messaging problem. Has Kamala taken away those concerns that Carville had?
No, she hasn't, Judge. If anything, looking at that first clip, she's only amplified them. They had the campaigns having staffers leak out to the press saying that she was changing all these positions. Then when she's finally asked about it, after 40 days of having been able to sit in the back and craft an answer, she comes out with that her values have not changed. This is not good for the Harris campaign because, number one, the imagery did not look good. She did not look strong. She did not look like the mantle of a president. And then number two, she backtracks on all of the leaks that her campaign was using to backtrack off of her radical, progressive, liberal agenda. It did not go well. I'm pretty sure that the rest of this interview did not go well, but we'll see. But the bigger issue is Kamala Harris has hidden from the press because she cannot actually go toe-to-toe with reporters and the American people to question and go through her record. It is a radical record. It is a bad record for the American people. I think you're seeing the beginning of the end for this campaign.
And you know, Will Kane, the whole idea that she is a candidate for change, according to Ben Stiller, is stunning to me because there's no change. She's been in the White House for 3 years and 9 months. What is wrong with these people?
There's a change in the vibes, Judge. There's a change in the top of the totem pole. There's a new totem. But underneath that totem, for the rest of the totem pole, is the same policies. Like Newt Gingrich and the congressman, I actually find it very notable, important, Judge, that she said her values have not changed. I think a very worthy follow-up would be, could you please explain?
Indeed.
Would you articulate your values? Because we could explain and we could show a montage right now, Judge, of her saying, for example, that we need to fight for equity. When she explains equity, she says not everybody starts at the same place, but everybody should end up at the same place. And in order to do so, some should get more than others. Well, that might not be an exact repetition, but it's pretty rhythmic with the popular Marxist saying of from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. It sounds to me like she is doubling down on values that are overtly Marxist.
They are overtly Marxist, Miranda Devine. I mean, when they talk about, and even Wall's brothers and sisters, and you know, the Marxism, we look forward, we never look back. I mean, it's almost like, you know, pre-World War II.
Yes, it is, Judge. And look, the entire way that they're running her campaign is very communistic. It's very top-down control and a lot of brainwashing and lying and pretending that there's joy out there when really the news that's filtering through from Harris campaign headquarters is that it's just full of confusion. There's competing priorities. You have you know, people from her old loyalists from her disastrous 2019 campaign. You've got the old Biden campaign loyalists who she kept on. And then you've got this new Obama team coming in, the old Obama 2012 crew like David Plouffe. And they're not meshing together. They all have completely different priorities. And the real problem is that you have a candidate who cannot make up her mind. She is insecure and indecisive. And, you know, it took her 40 days to figure out which sycophantic media outlet she was going to give this pre-recorded 18-minute interview. I'm sure it'll be her only one of the campaign. And even then, she had to have her wingman, as you call him, emotional support partner, Tim Walz, by her side. And as Byron said, the optics were just shocking. She was dwarfed by them. Yeah. I think she was looking for the CEO in command look, but it didn't work.
No, not at all. Not at all. And Congressman Donalds, I'll go back to you. You know, it's not just the Obama campaign, the Biden campaign, the Harris campaign, or people, like 92% of the people who worked in her office left. But you've also got Mark Elias from the Steele dossier days. And, you know, it's almost as though her campaign is reflecting, in terms of it being chaotic and disorderly, the candidate herself as a person who is not being asked follow-ups and is not clear on what she believes in.
Judge, what we are witnessing is what happens when you have a machine candidate, somebody that is picked by the Democratic machine. Every aspect of that machine wants to have their hands in this campaign. And to Miranda's point, it doesn't look like she has the confidence within herself or the ability to take charge and lead this campaign. If she can't do that, how's she going to lead the United States of America? Contrast that with Donald J. Trump. Judge, I can assure you, he's in charge of that campaign. Everybody has their job, but the buck stops with him. He makes the decisions and they move forward. But that's why we were so successful as a country, because he is take charge. He is a leader. This interview already is demonstrating that she is not. I mean, Dana Bash might be 5 feet tall, and she looked bigger than Kamala Harris tonight.
Yeah, she looked much bigger. And, Will, I'll go to you. I think there's something like 67 days. It took her 40 days. It's like she was in the desert for 40 days, wringing her hands, trying to figure out, oh, my gosh, who should I have do the interview? And I'll bring my wingman with me, and there won't be enough time, and we can edit it. Nobody's talking. We haven't seen the edits yet. But is there enough time to overcome this joy and lunacy of a change?
So much pressure is going to come down to that debate, because I don't have much faith at all that the press will be able to pull her out of that manufactured AI candidate, stage managed version of Kamala Harris, the real version that we saw windows of, glimpses of for the last 4 years. Somebody that does not think on their feet and does not have depth when it comes to the issues. So if I can't count on the press to give us that authenticity, the only real opportunity does come down to that debate for Donald Trump. And hopefully we're not limited to one debate, but that's the best chance to see the real Kamala.
And, Miranda, you talked yesterday, you were speaking about Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg has made the decision that he's not going to give $400 million in bucks, and, he's not going to be subject to any kind of intimidation like the intimidation from the Biden-Harris campaign. What do you think that signals in terms of this election?
I think it shows that Zuckerberg is seeing what side of the road he needs to be on, and he suspects that Donald Trump is going to win the next election, and he knows that he's in bad odor with Donald Trump and his supporters because of what he did to help rig the 2020 election. So I think it's too little too late. He's very disingenuous, but I guess it's a good sign. At least the powerful sensorial people from the 2020 election are losing power, because if you've got someone like Mark Zuckerberg joining forces with Elon Musk, or at least trying to get on that side of the post, you know that Donald Trump is ascendant.
Okay, and Congressman Donalds, very quickly, Kamala Harris right now is riding this joy balloon. At some point, it's gotta start leaking. I mean, there are leaks coming out of the campaign, but how long will she be able to withstand the kind of pressure that she's going to be under, not so much from the press, but in terms of the campaign itself?
Not much longer, because the demands and the expectations are only going to rise. As we watch this full interview, if this thing doesn't go well, there's going to be calls for her to step out and do more. The debate, all the pressure is on Kamala Harris, not Donald Trump. We know who Donald Trump is and what he's going to do. She has to demonstrate the stature, the competency, and then the ideas to be president of the United States. So I think you're going to see more out of this campaign as things trend downwards for Kamala Harris.
And quickly, Will Kane, it's kind of tight right now. What do you think is going on?
I can't explain to the American public embracing Kamala Harris. I truly cannot. I think that it is just this. I really cannot, Judge. I don't understand how you could accept what is a D-level candidate.
Exactly, man. I just don't get it how people are clapping for this, man. But again, people love puppets. People love, people are brainwashed, can't think for themselves, And then again, people just are Trump deranged. TDS, stage 4. And when you're Trump deranged stage 4, like Senator Kennedy said, you're a vote for a dead buzzard over Trump, man. You vote for any Democrat. Again, man. But again, a lot of people are waking up. Blacks, Hispanics, everybody. Gen Z, anti-Trumpers, never Trumpers. But then again, there are people clapping for this, man. They are clapping for the prosecutor and Tampon Timmy, stolen valor, and man, they just dropped they got Megyn Kelly just did a huge interview, that you guys are not gonna want to miss, man. We're gonna go cover it. I think it comes out today or tomorrow, and they're gonna be talking. She brought on some special guests to talk about his stolen valor. So and then again, he just got confronted in I think an ice cream shop. It's not looking good for Tim Walz, man. Poor fella. you know. But hey, this is all gonna everything has to come like grandma used to say back in the day. Whatever's done in the dark, it must come to the light. Everything is gonna come to the light, man. You know, and I believe that this debate is we're gonna mop the floor. And if we mop the floor, that's it, man. You know, we're really gonna have to, you know, send our prayers to Trump and the Trump and his family and the team, man. You know, because we don't know what to expect next. You know, we might have to cancel our outdoor rallies or stuff. You know, for real. Because as you've seen, they've tried everything with Trump, man. They've tried everything. Who knows? They might even try to, you know, they might just go and send them to jail, send them to prison this month. They might just go and lock the fella up. You know what I'm saying? And that won't do nothing but just, you know, it'll really be a landslide then. I'm just saying, man. Can't play the system fair, man. Just imagine where we would be at right now if they treated people fair, if they treated Trump fairly. Where we would be at right now if they actually treated this whole thing fairly, man. But we are not against a candidate. We are against a machine. A corrupt system, man.
As the potential president of the United States. But the answer will go back, honestly, it's going to go back to that clip you played of Ben Stiller. It's going to be an American public that rides along the wave of the news, doesn't dig deep, doesn't care about understanding Kamala Harris, but just rides the vibes.
Yeah, and Miranda, do you think that in Pennsylvania, when she says, you know, you know, she hasn't talked about fracking. She hasn't talked about explaining a way, unless, you know, it's in this 18-minute interview. Like, why did you change your mind? I'm happy your values are the same, but your values are not the values of the people in Pennsylvania, a state that you need to win. Does she just rely on the surrogates to say it, or will she just run an ad and say, you know, we need to frack in Pennsylvania?
Well, I don't think we can rely, as we've just been saying and Will just mentioned, on the media to actually hold her feet to the fire. So, but I do have faith in the American people that if this is a fair vote, that they will see through Kamala Harris. I think the fakery that is her intrinsic quality is going to be more and more evident, and just like it was in 2019 when everything fell apart.
Oh boy, this is gonna get good. I'm telling you. I can't wait for this debate, y'all. It's a cakewalk. Gonna mop the floor. Mop the floor, man. You know? Mop the floor. I'm gonna read this comment because I got a lot of likes underneath the video. It says, former Democrat switching my vote to Trump this year. I don't trust Kamala to run this country one bit. Oh boy. I'm gonna read one more before we get out of here. The simple fact that she needed an emotional support person while doing the interview should show the American people that she is too weak to lead a nation. Boy, them Patriots, they speaking, and they speak loudly now. I'm gonna read this last one. We're gonna read 3 because I really like this one. Jason says, please, people, wake up. Go out, vote for the man that's going to do the job and make this country great again. We need him. Smiley and prayer emojis. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. I love you guys. Bless you all and your families, man. We're going to continue to bring you the best coverage, the best updates. And we encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. Too big to rig. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.